Some words on putting. Okay, I said this morning putting is number 4 in our genre, different types of shots. Doesn't mean it's not important. Okay, and certainly when it comes to PGA Tour and the golfers we watch on TV, this is pretty much how it works. Hitting gets you into the arena. Putting, once you're in the arena, gets you on the podium. Okay? The best putter of the best hitters that week will win the tour event about 50% of the time. If you took the 6 best hitters and took the best putter of those 6, you got your winner 50% of the time. Okay. Putting allows us to stay in the game. Putting allows us to get ahead. Okay. There's a lot of myth and mythology involved when it comes to putting. I know many of you play some of your golf down south on Bermuda greens where we have grain. Can anyone tell me what direction that grain grows? What direction does grain grow? Towards the setting sun. Okay, there's the first myth. Okay, grain grows downhill. Downhill. And sometimes when you watch golf on TV and on Hilton Head or Florida Swing or New Orleans or Louisiana, any of those places, New Orleans, Louisiana, kind of same place, you'll notice different shades on TV. One part will look dark and one's light and it looks a bit patchy. Those greens are perfect. What you're seeing is the grain growing in a different direction based on the slope on that part of the green. Grain grows downhill. One of the myths. Do we need, when we're putting, do we need our eyes over the golf ball? Should your eyes be, when you set up, you want your eyes over the golf ball? Myth number 2. Okay, myth number 2. Your eyes ideally, in my opinion, should be inside the golf ball. What does that mean? If I'm set up here and I run a straight line up from inside the heel of my putter, that's where I want my eyes over this point, not over the ball. Okay. You want your eyes inside the golf ball. Do you want to, when you stroke your putts, do you want to keep your wrists out of the stroke? Do you want to make wristless strokes? Everyone's gun shy now. They're like, oh, I ain't saying a word. I'm not. That's fine. That's fine. Okay, guys, there hasn't ever in the history of golf been a wristless putting stroke made. Okay? Even the person holding on for dear life, there's still some wrist motion in that action. Okay? And the message really that I want to get across when it comes to putting is art, guys. I can't picture Michelangelo painting the Sistine Chapel on his back going, I've got to keep this wrist really locked while I paint this piece of art. Okay? It's feel, it's finesse, it's touch, it's the art of human. There's nothing locked in about that. And one of my biggest pet peeves is golfers will often try to find ways to putt better by locking things in. Locking the wrists, getting this grip here, and it's, you know, get my arms against my chest and trying to putt like a robot. Robots are horrible at putting. They have no feel and no finesse. And I've become friendly with Brad Faxon over the last couple of years, and he's a lovely guy, but also a lovely putter. And Brad, when he putts his best, he tries to move his head and use his wrists. Okay, and he can roll the rock. He's one of the few guys who hit. I taught Brad many years ago. After it was the week after Augusta, and he had just finished 10th at Augusta. And I went home to my wife after the first day of working with him, and I said, I think I'm gonna start playing again. She said, why? I said, because I just taught a guy who finished 10th at Augusta, and I know I can hit it better than he can. We hadn't got to putting yet, but I knew he can roll it. He can make up a lot on the greens for some not so great hitting. One of the few players who can actually do that. Okay, stay free, stay loose. Remember, it's an art. Okay, do you want to accelerate your putter head through the strike? No, you do not. Okay, when golfers think of accelerating, this is what their stroke starts to look like, guys. It's one of these. What did I do? Did anyone notice? Yes, correct. You can put it in the hole the wrong way, just less frequently. I had a very short backstroke to a very long follow through, okay? That's the player trying to accelerate. I got to make sure that I accelerate, okay? I might have to try that. But you don't want to do that, guys. You don't want to do that. You want a very even pace. The putting stroke is really not a pendulum either, but I think it's a nice analogy. It's a nice picture for golfers to have of that putter head swinging back and forth. Okay, we don't want acceleration in there. I would in fact much rather have, and I know what's going to happen. I'm going to demonstrate the right thing now, and this is going to miss. Okay, just so I can predict the future. I would much rather have a golfer go big to small, go in big to small, than small to big. Okay, I would much, if you look at a guy whose stroke I really like, Brandt Snedeker, if you look at Sneds, he's got that really, that little pop. You see that 2 for 2 on misses. He's got that little pop action to his stroke. I kind of like that. I kind of like that. Okay, we're looking to deliver the right amount of energy into the golf ball. Grip. You saw me change my grip. That grip, cross-handed, there. Which one? Which one works? Whatever the ball likes. It's whatever the ball likes. Does the golf ball know how you're gripping the club? No, and it doesn't care. When I was Will's age, that's how you grip the putter. That was a putting grip. And if you didn't hold the putter like that, there was something wrong with you. If you cross-handed, you had issues, okay? You're laughing because you remember that. You had issues. Nowadays, everyone has issues because everyone's got some different kind of grip. Ultimately, it's not the grip. It comes down to how the putter communicates with the golf ball, guys. Okay, communicates with the golf ball. So there's not a lot of things that I'm going to lay the law down and say, I want to see this in putting. It's got to be this way, it's got to be that way. There's a bunch of different ways it can be. But I'd like you to work towards getting a stroke where the backstroke and the through stroke, hit it. The backstroke and the through stroke match each other to a certain degree. If anything, the through stroke should be slightly smaller, shorter than the backstroke. I would like your eyes to be slightly inside the golf ball. I would like to see this. This is another thing I prefer to see. And that is, notice how the putter shaft is an extension of my forearm. It's not an extension of my arm, it's an extension of my forearm. Okay? I like to see that. I like to see that. And too often, when I hit a 7-iron, is the shaft an extension of my forearms? It's not. Why? Because I'm gripping it in the fingers. Okay? Why do I grip a 7-iron in the fingers? Because I want to create that snap. I want to leverage those wrists. When I'm putting, I don't want to leverage. I don't need to leverage. I don't need power. Okay? I need control. And so I'm going to grip this club quite differently. I want to grip the club in one hand, depending if you're a claw or not. I'm a claw putter. I want to grip this club fairly high in my palm so that it's an extension of my forearm. I want everyone to hold their putter at the end with your lead hand. Everybody's a righty, okay? And I want you to get some bend in your lead arm, get your lead arm, elbow kind of in front of your tummy here, and just hang out there for a while. And what you'll start to notice is the same thing I'm noticing. This putter head's getting a bit heavy right now, okay? And it's trying to pull your wrist down. You're feeling some pressure in this top part of your wrist right here. It's trying to pull your wrist into what we call ulnar deviation. Okay, and I like that because the head's trying to go down and your wrist and your arm is battling to keep it in place. I see everybody really good there. Okay, everybody's got some bend. Put your trail hand on in whichever fashion you prefer to put it on. Okay, I'm a claw guy. And so you've got some bend in each arm. You notice how I've got some bend in each arm? Watch what I'm going to do here, guys. From here, I'm going to tip from my hip joints down to the ground without losing the bend. Don't lose the bend. Okay? That way, you're going to form a little bit of unity between your arms and your rib cage. As soon as we go this way, I can get down to the ground without bending down. I can go that way. Just straighten my arms, okay? But I want you to just tip down from your hip joints without losing that flex, that bend in your arms. That's it, Jamie, good. Right there. And when you look at great putters on the PGA Tour, you will see the arms and the shaft form that nice uniform line. Okay, watch how easy it is to incorporate that into my routine. Check this out. I'm gonna roll this putt. See that? See it? Just get that set in there, okay? Bend down from your hip joints. That'll really stabilize things and give you the ability to control that putter head that much better. Okay. Guys, any questions on putting technique? It's art, okay? Don't lock anything in. Get those eyes, get that setup in place, okay?
Ball position in your feet.
I prefer something, it's not going to be under your left eye, Michael. It's going to be in line with your left eye. So more forward. I think weight is a little favoring forward. And so you can see the ball position is quite forward. Yeah. Inside that left heel is pretty good. That's going to be pretty good. Okay. Guys, can we do it? Let's just do a cut here.